Let's bring in Tony Gonzalez, Hall of Famer. And Thursday Night Football, Tony and the gang, big showdown, Rams-Seahawks. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern. All right, let me start there. How surprised are you? Quinn Ewers is starting for the Dolphins, and Tua has been benched.
I'm pretty surprised. I don't think who saw that coming. But you look at it the way he's playing right now. It's kind of been somewhat up and down. Did not play well last week. It's the end of the season. They're not going to the playoffs. Is it one of those things? You know, he's got the concussion history. Do you want to keep him safe? It looks like sometimes he doesn't want to take a hit when he's back there running around. It seems like he's protecting himself. But I think going forward with the Dolphins, maybe they want to get a look at Quinn because maybe this is the end of the road for Tua. I don't know what's his contract situation. That's something that you got to look at.
Well, they got one more year. I think it's around $50 million. So big cap hit if they move on. I don't know if this is a situation that Sean Payton had when he inherited Russell Wilson. You're going to probably get a new coach in Miami, and then are they going to come in and you have this Tua contract and you got to deal with that? Or do they try to do what Denver did and just say to Russell Wilson, see ya, my coach wants to get his quarterback in there?
Yeah, it could always certainly go that way, depending on the coach. That takes some cojones, though. I mean, especially with that cap hit.
Yeah, I
think Tua. I like Tua. I think when he's on. He can play really, really well. Obviously, his best receiver went down, Tyreek, and that hurts you. But if the cap hit is at that 50 million mark, I got to believe that they're going to, whoever's in there, I would keep him. I mean, he's definitely plays well enough to you don't want to take a $50 million cap. But I think Russell Wilson's situation was a little bit different.
But what's it like to play with a quarterback who doesn't have a strong arm?
Well, I'm a tight end, so I get the 8 to 10 yard route, a couple corner routes. I'm not really burning them over the top. So that doesn't bother me. It's like, hey, just give me the ball, put it up high so I can go get it. But yeah, that limits you for sure. You think Tua can't throw the deep ball?
Watching him against Steelers, that arm doesn't look like, hey, I'm gonna have to worry about him beating me over the top. I think he has wide receivers, or he did with Tyreek, who were faster than anybody they were up against and maybe created separation, but he had a couple passes against Steelers where I went, I don't know, especially in December, on the road in December. Not exactly Steve Young.
He was definitely fading. This last week's game, I think that put a bad taste in people's mouth. But I'm also too, towards the end of the season, sometimes they want to get a look at the young quarterback, and then they'll make that decision going into the offseason, and you protect your quarterback who's kind of sensitive. Obviously, his head issues. I take that very seriously. I was one of the ones when he got hurt before that said, I don't understand why you want to keep playing with his concussion history. But maybe that's that plays a little bit into it as well.
How many concussions do you think you had?
I know for sure 2, but I went back in the game. It was a different game back then. You got your bell rung. Get back in there. How many fingers I'm holding up? You're good. Go back in there. But yeah, I would say 2. That was I got lucky, I think.
Wait, that's almost impossible. You had 1,300 catches, didn't you?
Yeah. Around there.
I mean, just the odds of even when you're not, catching a pass. 17 seasons. You think you only had 2?
Maybe I had a little bit more. My last season, year 17 in Atlanta, there's a couple times I caught the ball and landed, normal landing on the ground. Part of it, your helmet hits the pavement, the turf, and it was like a movie. Like it opens back up, like the old school movies where it goes dark and then opens up to the light.
Oh,
and that's how my vision. That happened a couple times during that season. That was another reason I was like, you know what, maybe it's time for me to go. I don't know if it was a necessary concussion, but over the years, your head gets a little bit softer as you get older. You can't take the hits like you used to. So, but not like knocked out type concussions. Nah, I was never knocked out on the field or anything like that.
You retired. You were 37.
37 years old.
Okay,
Yep.
Kelce's 36.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give him if he hasn't made a decision about next year?
If he hasn't made a decision, by the way, I was texting with him yesterday. He told me to tell you hello,
Oh,
Ohio boys.
yeah.
Um, I think right now he's got a big decision to make. Obviously, he can still play. He's still putting up numbers. He's getting it done, and it ain't what it used to be, and everybody knows that. But I think for him, it's also what do you come back for? You have to look at that. I mean, obviously, the quarterback going down with Pat are they rebuilding now? Probably heading towards that way. You can. It's a tough decision, but for him, what an amazing career. And I don't know if I was in his situation, I know what I would do.
Are you going to the wedding?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah, I didn't get an invite, but
well, no, I don't know if anybody's got invites. It's early.
If I was invited, absolutely, I would go.
Okay, all right. Maybe a +1. I'll go with you.
Yeah, let's go.
It's in Rhode Island.
Is it in Rhode Island?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So you got inside scoop.
Sources close to me tell me. Yeah, that it's in Rhode Island. What does this game tomorrow night come down to, in your opinion?
Sam Darnold. I think that's really
is
Seattle
the jury
Seahawks.
Still out on Sam Darnold?
I think in big games,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And it should be. That's the way it should be until you show that you can show up in the play. And this is any quarterback out there. This is what I always say. You can do even like Drake May. You can say, hey, you're playing so well. It's such good football. And I agree with you. You're doing well. But let's see what you do come playoff time, come big time games, big time stakes. Are you going to be able to control the ball? You're not going to turn it over. You're going to be able to lead your team. That's what the great ones do. That's what separates the great ones from average quarterbacks, average good quarterbacks. And so we'll see what Sam Darnold can do tomorrow. He cannot go out there and throw 4 interceptions like he did last time. He's got to play well because they got a very good football. They have a Super Bowl team. If he plays well, this team could win the Super Bowl.
Seems like there's a push happened yesterday with the NFL. Like now we got to start looking at these playing surfaces. And, he had the non-contact with Micah. Patrick, obviously that was an injury by contact, but what is the disconnect here? Is it just owners are cheap and don't want to pony up to get the best playing surfaces?
How owners are. They're interested in saving money and making money. It's like the whole, are we going to have 18 games? I think that would be silly, stupid, but it's the name of money.
Yeah. We are having 18 games.
Yeah, I think that's silly. I think it's stupid. I don't understand it. You look at guys that are dropping like flies anyway, as it is right now. I don't understand why you would want an extra game. But yeah, the surface, that's another thing too. What is the safest surface out there? They have data to prove it, that grass is the best. You can do it if you have, just pony up the extra money. You're making a lot of money anyway. I don't understand it. But I guess, I don't own a football team.
I got some information yesterday, and I don't know if it's been made public. Paulie, did you see that information that I sent to you guys on the injuries with the different playing surfaces?
I didn't see that out there.
So it ranked surfaces with ACLs, Achilles, other injuries. So each category in all of these stadiums. So it would either be low, medium, or high risk. And it's out there. That information is there, and it's that specific. Each category, it'd be like Achilles tears, ACLs, sprained ankles. I mean, crazy. Do you want regular grass? Is that what you would want to play on?
Like regular grass. I think you ask any player, they all prefer grass. It's easier on your body. It's natural. It gives. That's the stuff you want to play on for sure, without a question. I think.
You mentioned Seattle can go to the Super Bowl. How good are the Rams?
Oof. Rams right now, they give my top nod. A complete football team. And I love how they've evolved. Sean McVay is such a good coach. They're using that heavy personnel, using those 2 running backs with Blake and Kyron. Like it's fun to watch the schemes that he keeps coming up with. And Matthew Stafford, you protect him, and he'll give you the world. He'll go out there and play at this. He'll probably get the MVP this year. The defense looks great. This is, and they're still pretty young too. I mean, they're going to be pretty good for a while. But right now, for sure, they seem to be the most complete team out there because of the way Matthew Stafford is playing. It makes them very dangerous, especially obviously in the NFC. I think they're the best team.
I forget who it was. We had an analyst on last week, and they talked about the difference when you get older at quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to get hit. You know, you play because you're like, damn, this is going to hurt when you're younger. But then you get older and you're like, I know this is going to hurt. I'm not going to take the hit. And you play differently. But as a player who gets hit on every play, how do you view your quarterback when he hangs in there and knows that extra split second, he's going to get crushed, but it could mean a touchdown?
Yeah, that's where you have all the respect in the world. And Matthew Stafford's one of the toughest damn quarterbacks who's ever played the position. The way he goes out there and puts his body on the line and keeps coming back, and it makes you want to play harder for that guy. It makes you trust that guy. It makes you love that guy, and that all goes into winning. And you got a guy who's going to put his body on the line to get the win. You'll go the distance. You'll do whatever it takes for him.
Have fun tomorrow night. Thanks again for joining us, Tone.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, man.
That's Tony Gonzalez, Hall of Famer. So 15,000 receiving yards, and he had 1,325 catches.